Today we are doing 4 easy Halloween treats. All right, y'all, we are full on in October, so I thought what's more appropriate than some fun Halloween treats? If you're having a Halloween party, if you are going somewhere and you want to take a little something to, the host of the party that you're going to, or if you just want something for your kids, I wanted to come up with 4 super easy things that were also kind of cute for Halloween. So I am using these wafers. They taste like chocolate, like white chocolate, if you've never dealt with them. But they come in whatever colors you want. I did orange and black for obvious reasons. You can do any color you want. They sell them in every color you could possibly imagine. I'm going to do 1 cup of each one of these. And we're just going to microwave these for 30 seconds at a time until they are completely melted. So melt one and get it all melted and then do your second color. You're also going to need a cookie sheet and a piece of parchment paper just to make your life a lot easier. And these are going to be super cute. But like I said, these are really good for anything. I probably will not do printable recipes for these. I do them normally in all my videos if you're new here. But these aren't really recipes. We're not really adding a whole lot of stuff. We're just kind of throwing a bunch of stuff we bought at the store together. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this. I have videos with more complicated Halloween treats that are super cute. I'll try to remember to link those for y'all. But I wanted to come up with some that you wouldn't have to bake them or cook them really in any kind of way, and they would still be super cute for Halloween. So once you get your wafers melted, now you can try white chocolate if you want. The problem I have with white chocolate is I usually have gel food coloring, and that tends to make white chocolate seize up. It's something to do with whatever's in it, the temperature, whatever the case is, but I haven't had a whole lot of luck with the food coloring that I have and getting white chocolate to not seize. So I like to use these wafers. They're super easy, like I said, and you can get them in any color. Once you put your colors down on your paper, and I didn't overlap them a whole lot because I didn't want them to mix together and just become a muddled color. So I just took a toothpick and ran through there. And then I'm going to use these. This is the eyeball mix, the eyeball mix. But you can use any kind of Halloween sprinkles you want. If you don't want to use sprinkles, you don't even have to use them. You can use any kind of little candy. You can use some M&Ms or whatever. But I just thought sprinkles and some little broken up pieces of pretzel. I actually wanted the little bitty pretzels and I wasn't going to break them. But I ordered them like from Walmart delivery and they didn't have the little bitty pretzels, so I just broke them up. Once you get it all together how you want it, whatever you add to it, let that sit until it completely hardens up. I usually put mine in the refrigerator just to make it go by a little bit quicker, to make it set up a little faster. But, if your house is not super warm, it'll set up on your counter just fine. And then you're just going to break it into pieces. And then you have this super cute little treat. And I know none of this is going to be healthy or diabetic friendly or anything like that, unless you use diabetic friendly ingredients, which they do have. But that wasn't the point of this video. This is just me showing y'all some fun little treats. So the next one that we're going to do is like a trail mix. But it's, it's all about the kids. Kids want candy on Halloween, and that's fine. So what I decided to do was buy a bag of popcorn because that just made my life easier. Plus, I can just eat it. I love the Skinny Pop. It tastes real good. But you can pop yours at home if you want to. And so I added 3 cups of the popcorn. And then this is the cereal I have at my house. So this is what I'm going to add to mine. You can use whatever cereal that you like. Whatever you feel like will work in your little trail mix. So I added 2 cups of the Honey Nut Cheerios. Then I added just a couple of little handfuls of the pretzels. Again, I wish I would have had the little bitty ones, but I didn't, so we use what we have. Now here's the controversial ingredient, y'all, candy corn. I know, some people, you love it or you hate it, but you kind of can't not have it in a Halloween thing, right? So just half a cup. We're not going to overload. So I added a half a cup of candy corn. I'm going to add about a half a cup of these M&Ms. I wanted the like the Halloween colored M&Ms, so I wouldn't have all the bright colors in there. But it's fine. It worked out just fine. About a half a cup. And then I'm going to add some mini marshmallows to mine. This is another thing. You can add anything you want to. I actually have some gummy eyeballs, some gummy worms that I'm using in other recipes. You could throw those in here too. Whatever you want to put in your little mix, you certainly can. And I hate when marshmallows always come clumped together, but usually because of the coating they have on the outside, they'll pull apart real easy, so that's what I'm doing. And y'all, we did make homemade marshmallows on the channel before, so if you really want to get real homemade with some of this, you know, you can find the marshmallow video and make homemade marshmallows if you want to. But again, I wanted this to be something everybody could access. You know, if you are not somebody who likes to cook, or you don't want to cook, or you just need something very quickly, that's what today's recipes, or today's video, I guess, is all about. So, of course, when you have heavier things like the candy corn and the M&Ms are going to sink down to the bottom. So get in there with your clean hand and just mix it all up. And then I just scoop it into these little bitty cups here. And then everybody can have their own little cup of yummy trail mix at your party. Or you can do these in little Ziploc bags and send them wherever with whoever. But they're really cute. So the next one that we're going to do might be my favorite one from this video. I just thought this was so cute. I wasn't sure it was going to turn out, but it turned out adorable. So what you're going to need is some, what is this? Rice Krispie treats. Again, I bought some at the store just because if you're somebody who don't have time, I want to show you that you can do it from store-bought things, but you can absolutely do this more homemade also if you want. So you're just going to smash down your Rice Krispie treat till you get it sort of flat, because we're going to add something to the middle and we're going to have to roll this back up. You're going to see it come together in just a second. So then you're going to add 2 gummy worms right to the middle. If you like sour, I guess you could add some sour ones in there, but I just didn't really want to do sour for this. So I'm just using plain gummy worms. Again, you could use Twizzlers or any kind of long, skinny thing like that, like some sort of candy would work fine in here. But you're going to put your worms in the middle, and then you're going to roll this up like you saw the picture at the beginning. Sushi. It's sushi, y'all. It's candy sushi. So just roll it up. If you have any gaps where your Rice Krispie treat kind of comes apart, which, I mean, it'll happen because we've smashed it so flat, then just kind of smush it back together. It's very easy to work with. And then for our seaweed, we are going to use a fruit roll-up. Now, this was another thing I wish I could have gotten some Halloween colors, but they didn't have any. This is what they had, so I had to use what I had. And they have darn prints on them. But it's okay because you can flip them over to where you don't see the little diamond printouts or whatever that is all over them. The end of mine was stuck together, y'all, and I couldn't get it to come apart, so I just cut it off. So you're just going to lay this down. I'm just kind of straightening it out. So you're going to lay that down whichever side up. See those little like tattoo looking things? So just lay it down, put your Rice Krispie treat and worms in the middle, and then you're just going to roll this like you're rolling up some sushi. This is so stinking cute. Again, is it healthy? Absolutely not. But it is adorable. It surely is adorable. And then you're just going to cut this just like if you had made real sushi at home. You're just going to cut right down through this. And then you will have, look at that, little pieces of sushi ready to go. I just thought this was so stinking cute. It was such a cute idea. And I feel like it's not something I've really seen before. So I just thought it would be something a little bit different that maybe y'all hadn't seen before. And it's super, super easy to make, and it's not expensive. So there you go. Make your sushi. I had, what did I have? Red and blue fruit roll-ups. That's what I had. But if there's another like sheet candy, then you can use that. I mean, we've made fruit roll-ups homemade on the channel before too. So if you want to use that, you certainly can. This would be really easy to do homemade too. So there's your sushi, y'all. How cute is that? All right, so the last thing that we're going to do is some little cheesecake cups. This is the no-bake cheesecake mix. It's already put together. You don't have to do anything. If you don't have this, don't want to use this, you also have the option of using a block of cream cheese and just adding a little bit of sugar to it. But again, I wanted you to be able to run in the store, grab what you needed, and come home and throw this together in 10 minutes, all 4 of them. So I am going to add some red food color into mine. I had some, which you'll see, well, you might have probably saw in the thumbnail and stuff. I had some little gummy vampire teeth. So my thought process was I will use red food coloring and then it'll look kind of like blood. Like it'll look like blood. But then I was like, I'm using such a big amount. It's really not going to, you're not going to realize it's blood is what I was going for. So you can do this any Halloween colors you want to do. If you're doing a Hocus Pocus theme, you can do some purple, you can do some green, whatever you want to do. So I just added a little bit of graham cracker crumbs right down to the bottom of my cup. Normally, of course, when you do a crust, you add butter and all that stuff. But again, what have I said? We're keeping this simple. It's still going to be delicious. So then I just layered. Now look, I was trying to make the little drips on the side to maybe it would look like blood dripping. No, it did not. Y'all know I'm not creative. I'm not artsy at all. So I'm over here just living on a wing and a prayer. But you're just going to layer that in there the best you can. And then I took one of these sets of vampire gummy teeth and just set it right in the top. I thought these cups were super cute. You can use whatever kind of candy. You could just sprinkle sprinkles on top of there. You can use M&Ms, whatever. I also had these little Munster marshmallow eyeballs. And I thought those were super cute, and they would be really cute on here too. And of course, you saw in the thumbnail, I also used gummy worms. But look how cute this is. These are so cute. They would be really cute at a Halloween party. I did go back and sprinkle some graham crackers on each one of these, as you can see, just to kind of give some contrast between like the red gummy worms and the gums of the vampire teeth. But you can do yours however you want to. And then here is another look at our Halloween bark with eyeballs and pretzels in it. Just super cute and super fun. Very easy to throw together. Here is our monster mix. Again, you could have thrown gummy worms, the gummy eyeballs, some of the vampire teeth in here. Whatever you want to do with this, you can do, and it'll be great. And then last, but certainly not least, our candy sushi. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this. I hope you're going to make some of these. All right, that is all I have for y'all today, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.